All right, so first we need to go to Google and then look for Materialize CSS as usual. Let's turn it on or let's open it. Okay, now we'll go ahead and look for CSS on the sidebar and let's go to media. So guys, this is what we will be copying for today. So as you can see, you have the media images, responsive images, circular, videos, responsive embeds, and we have responsive videos. All right. So let me just read this for you so you will have an idea. So media CSS. So when it comes to media, we all know that image is a media, video is a media. So for image, images can be styled in different ways using Materialize. So we do have responsive images. To make an image resize responsively to page width, you can add this specific tag. All right, so let's go ahead and copy it. Let's open up VS Code. All right, let me just click file and close folder. So this was the previous code that I was working with. Let me just try to resize it. All right, so I'm going to show you again from creating the folder, right click, and then new file folder, and let's rename it as media. All right, now I have a folder here. I'm going to drag it anywhere in the VS Code window. All right, so now we have our project folder here on the side. The first thing that we need to do is to, of course, create the HTML file. So I'm gonna c- type in media.html. All right, there we go. And I will be typing the exclamation mark. So I would have the doc type codes. All right, you know, the basic codes. Right. And again, I'm gonna click view and then word wrap just to make sure that it will be easier to look at later on. And of course, don't forget your show preview so you will see what you're working on. So it's not word wrapping. So let me click view and then word wrap. Is it? There we go. It's word wrapping. All right. So we'll be working on media CSS. So let me just type it in here. Media CSS in the title. So ano nga ba yung una nating ginagawa? So since we are gonna be using materialize component, let's open materialize. I mean, let's go to getting started and look for against the CDN. So we're gonna copy this on the head part. We're gonna copy it at the lower part of the body. Okay. All right. There we go. Let me copy it here. No need to add comment for this one. It already has a comment. Compiled minified CSS. So minified CSS is the materialized CSS. Okay, and the other one, I'm gonna need to copy it within the body. Okay, so here, this part. All right, and what I'm gonna do now is to, of course, create a CSS or a style CSS file. So let me add another one here and type it in here, style.css. Okay, let me just close it here. It shouldn't be there. So let's go ahead and type a comment. So control question mark. If you're in a Mac, I'm not sure, maybe command question mark. But since I'm using Windows, I'm not using my Mac. Let's proceed. So I'm gonna type it in here, link and style that CSS link. And there we go. Let me type in link and actually link the CSS file by putting it here. Oh, oops, hindi siya ano. So let's see nga kung ma-follow link. Ayun, so gumagana na siya. Alright, so let's go back. Let's see what we'll be working on. So we have the media CSS. Let me copy that. And of course, that's a header. So you know what to do, H1. Okay. But again, there's no style. There is no space here. So we need container. So let me just cut this. Let's insert a container. So div with a class of container. All right. Inside a container, we do have this. Okay. But I'm not satisfied with the look. Again, we're trying to go for this, but it's actually fine if you're gonna design it in a different way. Okay, let me show you my example, the one that I worked with early in the morning. Okay, this one, this is what I did. So as you can see, there is style. It has been stylized, and there's color coding, or I mean color palette, what have you. Okay, so no need to do this yet. This is a carousel. So what we're doing is just a flat image. Okay, then circular, and then the video. hmm So let me just remove that. Okay, so let's go back. Let's stylize this header. I'm going to show you the two ways again so that you will be familiar with it. So each one with a class of what color do you want? So red. Again, let's put dash and then text. So it will only color the red text. All right. Also, I want something that is lighter. So what do I do? Let's type in text dash lighten dash 2. It's too light. Yeah, 2 will be fine. We can also put it in the center by typing it center. Center. All right. So maybe let's do it in this. Let's put it on the center. That's the long method, but we can always do the style CSS method. So let's delete this. All right. And show you the CSS style way. So let's go to the CSS style. So I'm going to change the H1 only, curly brackets. So let's go ahead and do font weights. Font weights. I want the font weight to be 300 only. Okay, so it will be slim or thin. And then I would like the color. Again, I already told you how to do the color. Just type in color and then perhaps brown, or you can just use the U cube to do that. Or if you are going for a specific color palette, let's go to color space. Yes, color space and look for something. We're looking for red, so let's try to go here. Okay, and then generate. These are the color palettes that you can use. For example, you are depending on the specific shade and tint and the hue of a specific color that you cannot just pick on the U-cube. You can actually use the hex code. So just copy the hex code and paste it here. Okay, so instead of typing in red, you can actually type in the hex code. All right, there you go. But I'm looking for something that is thicker, so maybe that's 600. That's just too much, so let's do 400 instead. All right, parang ganyan din yung kanina, so let's do 300. So it's up to you guys. All right, so let's go back here and let's Close this one. Okay, let's do a divider outside the container. So let's go ahead and do division with a class of divider. Why is it not showing? There you go. So what are you noticing with the divider? So that's from left to right talaga. Walang kahit na anong space. So that's because we put it outside the divider. What will happen if we put it inside the container? So if you put it inside a container, as you can see, ito lang. Nasa loob lang siya ng container. So this time I would like it outside the container. Okay. But if I do that, I will be creating a new div. Okay, div with a class of container. All right, there you go. And this is where I'm gonna put all of these things. So first would be image. So I guess this would be H3. So let me design the H3 as well. So H3 curly brackets. So that will be color. Let me choose the 2020 as well. And perhaps let's do a different font. So fonts family, what will be one? Let's actually do Cumbria. Let's see what it will look like. All right, so let's type it in here, images, H3, and then images, images. There you go. But I guess I will also be changing the media CSS. So let me put font family and then Cumbria as well. Okay, yeah, that will suffice. Okay, now for the paragraph, I just need to copy this one and inside this container, let me add a P for paragraph. Okay, there you go. That's good enough for me. And let's do a BR, break line. And as you can see, this one is a flow text. So it's bigger than the usual. So let's do this. So that would be P. Let's use paragraph for that. And with a class of flow text, flow dash text. Oh, there we go. Pero masyadong malaki yung space dito, so i-delete ko na yung BR or break line. There we go. Now for this paragraph, be careful guys with the coding ha. Meron kasing code dito, baka magkaroon ng issue. Ano po? Okay, so let me go ahead and do another paragraph. Paste this one. Wala naman naging issue, so that's quite alright. Okay, so we're gonna do this na. So this image class responsive image, and then source, SRC means source, and hahanapin natin kung saan yung image. Now, we will first go to Unsplash para makakuha tayo ng mga free images. So let's try to do a landscape image, perhaps this one, um, this tomato. So let's just click it and then let's just use perhaps medium. Okay, so where do you need to save it? So I advise you to save it on the same folder. Let's go ahead and desktop. We'll go to desktop and media. So nandito kasi yung folder ko, yung media folder ito. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create another folder inside the media folder or the project folder. And I'm gonna name it as siguro ano na lang. I'm gonna name it para hindi parehas ng picture or images. So let me do pictures. This would be pictures folder. So dito ko sa loob ilalagay. Ang pangalan ko na lang dito is IMG1 for image 1. Okay? And let's copy another one. Perhaps this lady. Let me download it. Just small will suffice. All right. So let's name it as IMG2. All right. So I'm good with the photo or the image. I'm gonna use this na, huh? All right. So let's code it na. Let's insert something here. So sa loob pa rin ng container para meron siyang white space, let's type in img for image. So it will already give you this code. Tama ba? So what do you notice? Ang image is wala siyang closing tag. Tama ba? As you can see here. Okay. So all we need to do is to first put the source. So how do you do the source? So all you need to do is to indicate what is the source. So meron tayo dito, tama ba? As you can see on this Explorer tab or Explorer windows, you have the style CSS, you have the media HTML or media.html, and you have pictures. So yun yung kanina nating ginawang folder. So kailangan alam natin kung saan nakalagay kasi i-declare natin dito. Saan ba siya nakalagay within the media folder? So nasa loob siya ng pictures folder. So kaya tinype ko yung pictures folder kasi folder siya. And then iba-backslash ko. After backslash, ayan, lalabas na yung mga image na nandun sa loob. So i-type lang natin is img1 and let's see what will happen. Okay? So as you can see, ayan na yung photo niya. Kaya lang super laki. As you can see, sobra-sobra sa ating window or sa ating screen. So what do we do? Let's go back here. So sabi dito, if you want to make an image responsive, so ibig sabihin nag-a-adjust sa screen, all you need to do is to put a class dun sa image na responsive.image. So let's put a class. Siguro dito sa huli. So class with the class of responsive dash image. Okay? So responsive na siya kaya lang, let's see nga kung anong actual na itsura niya. Okay. So sinasakop talaga niya yung buong page. So kaya dapat ang gawin natin is tulad nga nung nandun sa Materialize CSS, we need to um, have the max width dito sa loob ng ating element. So let me just double check. Max width colon and then 100%. Height is auto. Let's check. Okay, I think I know what's wrong. That's why it's not hindi siya gumagana. Um, so maybe the reason is yun nga. So it should be responsive dash img, not image. Okay? There you go. So it should be with the class of responsive dash image. So as you can see, responsive na talaga siya. Ayan, no? Okay. So may mali lang sa coding. And also, I would like you to notice this alt. So, ang ibig sabihin ng alt is alternative. Ibig sabihin, pag hindi pa naglo-load yung picture dahil matagal mag-load, halimbawa malaki yung size, may lalabas na text dyan. Okay? So, for the moment na hindi pa siya naglo-load. So, hindi ko to mapapakita, pero lagyan na natin ng, for example, is tomato picture. Ayan. So, try ko nga i-refresh. Ayaw. Okay? But it's there. Okay? So let's go ahead and check what's next. So we already did this part. Let's do this one. Circular image. So what will happen if wala yung class na responsive? Nakita nyo naman na kanina. So pag wala yun is ayun no, it's out of hand. Hindi mo makontrol. Alright, so let's go ahead and do another P and then paste it. So hindi ko masyadong makita nasa baba. So this is optional guys if you want to do this or not, but I will put space at the bottom part. So div with a style of height which is 200 pixel. Yun. So nakaka-scroll na ako ng baba. Alright, so let's go ahead and check this one. So it's circular image, but it's flow text. So let's declare that this is a class with the class of flow text. There we go. Next is this. We're gonna be using this, and I want you to follow through lang, okay? Because we're gonna be using like call or column and then row, but we haven't discussed it yet. That would be one of the last um, what do you call that? One of the last lessons that we'll be having. But just retype it, okay? And as we go along, you will eventually know how to do the grid system. All right, so let's do that. So it's still inside the container. So the first one would be, let's actually put some comments here so we know um, what these are. So this one would be control question mark. This one would be simple responsive image. Okay. For the next one that we're going to be using would be circular. So let's add comment, control question mark, circular photo image. All right, so let's go ahead and start with a division with a class of, just go along with me, guys. Call or column S12. So that means small screen 12. And then medium 8, medium screen 8 with an offset of medium 2 or M2, and then L6 with an offset of L3 or large 3. Okay, all right, now we'll be creating a panel. As you can see, there is a panel here. So it's not just a simple text or paragraph, there is a card panel. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the card panel by Creating a div with a class of card dash panel. As you can see, meron na tayo. So, ang ating grid system is merong 12 na column. Okay? Thus, we have this column class. But eventually, tuturo ko na sa inyo yan um, kalagitnaan ng November during the last days that we have. So, card panel. And as you can see, medyo gray to. So, let's do a gray. Let's do gray. And that's just too much. Let's lighten the gray. Lighten by five tones, or let's say 4 tones. I love this one. All right. And then for you to add a shadow, this is the code that you're gonna be using. Z dash def dash one. Or if you want a deeper shadow, you can do three. For now, let's just do two. All right. Next, anong laman nung ating card panel? So let's do, since maglalagay tayo ng dalawang laman, as you can see here, merong photo at merong paragraph. Let's go ahead and do another division. Okay, this one would be with a class of column S2 perhaps. All right, and then we're gonna be adding an image. So for this one, I'm gonna add the other image that I got. So the IMG2. So how do you do that? Simply just add IMG and then look for the source. So the source is gonna be pictures. Sa loob ng picture folders, ayun, nandun yung IMG2. As you can see. Kaya lang, ang laki niya. So what are we gonna do? So we're gonna have it responsive as well as circular. So what do? We create another class inside this. Let me try one moment. Okay, let me go ahead and yeah, let's do a class here inside the IMG element. So with a class of responsive image, responsive image. Okay, and then let's add circle for circular. So kaya siya magiging circle, gawa ng circular. Right. Pero bakit ganun? Ba't parang it's just too much? Okay, let me just adjust it. So talagang ganun siya. Talagang siya ay malaki. Alright. So maybe I can put height and width here. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to declare the height and width of this image. So let's type in height is equals to, let's say 100, and then the width is going to be 100 as well. There you go, that's way much better. All right, now what do we do next? We actually, let me just, ayusin ko lang yung coding para maganda. All right, next would be the paragraph here. Okay, so that's another div. So division, and this time with a class of, so kahit wag nyo na muna alalahanin to, just follow through with a class of COL or column S10. And then inside that div, we'll be doing the span element. Okay, So let me copy this. I'm gonna put it inside a span, but as you can see, nagpunta lang siya sa baba. All right, let me check. Okay, let me check it very quickly. Hmm. So, para may kulang, let's go back here. Ang sabi dito is, ayun, nakalimutan nating ilagay yung div class row v align wrapper. So, dapat after nitong card panel sa loob niya, ito munang v align wrapper. Okay? So, after daw siya ng card panel, so let's put it here. And then, yung div niya is, ilagay ko lang siya. Dapat may katapat ito. Ayusin ko lang ng kaunti. Lagay natin dito. Ayan, so okay na. Alright. So, meron na tayong circular image. Kaya lang medyo oval siya. But that will work. Okay. Next would be the videos. So, let's do the video one. Okay, let me check. So, meron tayong responsive. Meron tayong circular. Ayusin ko lang ang coding ha. Medyo magulo. So, kailangan kasi laging maayos ang coding. And then, dito. So, ang circular natapos dito. Dito naman ang next ay let's add comment. And let's add simple video embed. Alright. For video, it's very mabilis lang. Ito lang talaga siya. So div with a class of video container. But first, let's go ahead and read what video is. So we provide a container for embedded videos that resizes them responsively. So nagre-resize siya automatically. So responsive embeds, to make your embeds responsive, merely wrap them with a containing div, which has a class of video container. As easy as that. Okay, so let's first copy this video. So H3. Lagyan lang natin ng BR sa taas. Break line. There we go. And then this paragraph, let's copy it. P, put it there. And then this is a flow text paragraph. So let's do another paragraph, but this time with a class of flow text. Flow dash. Flow dash text. And then let's paste this. There we go. Then what's next? We're gonna be doing this paragraph before the video. So that's P and this one. There you have it. Now we have a video here that resizes. Ayun no, nakikita nyo nagre-resize siya. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Kaya lang, meron tayong video embed. So I advise you not to use your local video. Ibig sabihin yung video na nakasave sa mga computer nyo kasi matagal mag-load yun. Mahihirapan din kayo when it comes to hosting. So what I can suggest is use the video from YouTube. Let's use the material design by Materialize CSS. Nasan ba siya? or any videos here, although not every videos in YouTube is embedded. Siguro ito. Let's use this one. hmm you know what? I can just use this video. Let's watch it on YouTube. Ayun, na-open ko na sa YouTube. So, alright. So, paano ba natin makopya yung embed codes? All you need to do is to right-click and then look for copy embed code. So, pag-click nyo yan, nakopy nyo na yung embed code. All you have to do is to create a div. Wag dito. Bakit nasa loob ng paragraph to? Alright, ayusin ko lang ang codes. Just like what I've told you, it's very important na ino-organize natin ang codes natin. Pati yung tabbings. Okay. So once again, if you would like to add simple video, responsive video, you just need to type in div, okay, with the class of video container. And then yung embed code na kinopy nyo, ilagay nyo sa loob ng div. And voila, you already have your responsive video. So let's try to see if it's really responsive. Okay, it is indeed responsive. So all you need to do is to click on it, so it will play. All right. So now let's check the next thing that we're gonna be using. Yeah, that's actually the responsive embeds. Now for the responsive videos, ito yung video na nakastore sa inyong computer. So, I don't advise you to do this kasi medyo mabigat yung file pag ganun. Okay, so let's just proceed with the other options we have. So the other option that we have is a full length or full width video. So how do we do that? Instead of putting it under the video container div class, and it's instead of putting it in the whole class container, I'm gonna put it outside the container. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna put it here. So yung in-embed code natin kanina, i-paste lang natin dito. Let's see what will happen. Lagyan ko lang ng BR dito. BR times 2. Okay. So as you can see, what happened is that naging full width yung ating video. Okay. So as you can see, instead of nasa loob siya ng container, nasa labas siya. So you can also do that. All right. So that's it for media.